When I was 9 years old.
7 years old.
9 years old.
I was 8 years old.
8.
13.
I found out the truth.
Truth.
The truth.
The truth about Santa Claus.
Is that a normal age?
I thought that Santa was this just magical, fat, jolly being.
Every year we would leave carrots outside around the house because obviously reindeer love carrots. And then of course the next morning you wake up and there's little bites out of them. So clearly Santa and his reindeer had been there the night before.
On Christmas Eve, I would always see Santa literally in our living room, leaving our packages, eating my cookies, drinking our milk.
And I never bothered to think, is this guy real? Is he fake?
I remember getting a piece of paper in the middle of the night and writing down, Santa, are you real? And then hiding it under the tree so that no one knew about it. It was just a kind of thing between me and Santa. The next morning, I ended up finding that same note said yes. And I was like, he's real. And this was something that I kept with me for 2 whole years.
After reading a bunch of detective books, started doing some detective work of my own.
One day I was cleaning with my mom, we were doing chores. I went into the drawer and the first thing I saw were these little pink cardboard bunny footprints that the Easter Bunny used to put out every year to lead me to my basket.
Reindeer don't exist in Texas. How can I get Santa to prove to me that this Rudolph dude is true?
Without telling my parents, I decided to take one of the carrots and go to sleep with it. I thought that, well, you know what, if the reindeer are real, they're gonna come into the room at night and bite the carrot that I'm sleeping with.
So I asked Santa in my letter, I just would love to see you and your reindeer. And I got a photo of Santa, but no Rudolph. He said that Rudolph was busy working out and getting ready for the big trek across the world. After winter break, you know, you gather around and you talk about what you got for Christmas. And that year I got my dog. One of my friends asked me, oh, who got him for you? And like a split second before I was about to answer, because I was gonna say, oh, Santa, duh. One of my other friends was like, well, obviously not Santa because Santa's not real.
Sure enough, woke up the next morning with an unbitten carrot. I was like, that's it, this is all I needed.
Every year I was asking for more and more proof. On the 4th year, I asked for a bit of Santa's hair. I think my parents were just kind of exhausted, so I think my mom started purposely leaving receipts around the house for gifts that I had asked for.
I went to the bathroom where my mom was and said to her, does this mean Santa is fake too? And she just went, oh crap.
It was the week before we had Christmas break and everybody was talking about how they were going to the mall and they were telling Santa what they wanted and asking for presents. And then there was this one girl, and I specifically remember she was like, well, I know Santa's real because last year, like, I got to talk to him while he brought me my presents. She showed me a picture that she had with Santa. And I was like, that's not Santa. Santa's black. And I think our teacher was kind of at the point where she was like, okay, this is turning into maybe like a little racial argument because other kids were getting involved too. And that's when our teacher decided to tell us, you know, Santa Claus isn't real. Class was ruined.
I brought up the note that I wrote to Santa to my brother, and he literally stopped, laughed in my face, and said, no, you idiot. That was just Mom writing the note and putting it back under the tree. And I was completely heartbroken. It was the worst Christmas I've ever experienced.
Christmas definitely changed after I found out that Santa wasn't real. And I remember asking, like, can I still make a Christmas list?
I don't think I've ever confronted my mom about it.
Why would a reindeer come into a sleeping child's room and bite a vegetable out of a sleeping child's hand? Of course that makes no sense.
My dad definitely stopped dressing up as Santa, and my parents did a really good job because the Santa I always met at the mall was always black too.
Every time I saw the From Santa tag on the presents, I was just like, stare at my mom and just silently shake my head.
That's the story of how I found out that Santa Claus doesn't exist, kids. And I hope this is how you found out.